Well, hello there, wonderful yogi. I'm so glad you could join me. I'm Melanie. And today in this feel good flow, we're going to twist it out, shake it out, and breathe it out. So anything you want to let go of, this is your opportunity to be free. Grab your mat, grab a block if you have one, and let's get started. So we will meet in a hands and knees position. So go ahead and come into all fours. Place your wrists under your shoulders. Bring your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide. We'll take cat-cow, but we're going to reverse the flow and add in some juicy lion's breath. On your inhale, press the ground away, curl in around your spine. And as you exhale, look forward, stick out the tongue. Don't be shy. Let's repeat it. Inhale, curl it in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, feel the back of body rising, mid-back to sky. Exhale, clear the clutter. Let's take one more round. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing away anything that needs to go. Then sit back, hips to heels, child's pose. So we're going to do something a little different in child's pose. We're going to take it over to the side. Walk your hands over to the left. Let your torso rest on your left knee or thigh. Arms reach out to frame the head. Now pop up onto your fingertips, have your palms rise. Then let your head be heavy. And breathe into your right side. It's almost like you're breathing into your right armpit. Take a few moments there. And you can relax as much as you can out over the leg. And floating on up, walk your hands through center. We'll take it all the way over to the other side. Torso will lift. Let the torso rest on the right thigh. Arms reach out to frame the head. Rising up onto your fingertips, palms are lifting. And then let your head drop. Let it be heavy. And breathing deeply into your left side. Float up from that child's pose variation. Come forward into hands and knees. And let's take a ragdoll. We'll step up 1 foot at a time, and you can be anywhere on your mat, it doesn't matter. Stepping up 1 foot at a time and have the feet about hip width apart for good stability and balance here so you feel nice and grounded. Big bend in your knees and melt forward. Ragdoll is exactly as it sounds. It's all about letting go. Hold on to opposite elbows first. Keep your knees bent deeply and give your torso a little swing, a little sway. Encourage your head to be heavy, the back of the neck long. And then let your hands drop and start to add in a little more shake and sway from side to side or back and forth. And you can visualize tension dissolving, melting, and just rolling off you so that you can feel a whole lot better and more free. Pause. Keep your knees bent. Keep grounding down into the heels. Now firm your belly and roll up with control on 5. Take your time. 4, 3, 2, 1, the head floats up. You might need to do some adjusting once you get up there. And we'll hold here. On your inhale, boost your shoulders, lift them to the ears. And then exhale, smoothly roll them down the back. And repeat that. Inhale, shoulders lifting. Exhale, shoulders releasing. Let's add in a sigh, inhaling. Open your mouth, let it go. And moving all the way to the top of the mat. And standing your ground here, I'm gonna face you. You can stay facing the front of the mat. I'm gonna turn to face you. And your feet are about hip width apart here. Turn your palms in to face your thighs. Stand tall, stand strong. Make sure your breath is flowing. And on your inhale, pick an arm, any side, lift up as you breathe in. And then exhale, take that arm up and over and you get that amazing release through your side. You can look up or down, whatever feels good. And then inhale, come on up. Exhale, take the flow in the opposite direction. Same thing, gazing up or gazing down. Inhale, big stretch up through the middle, and I'm gonna return to my station at the top of the mat. Big reach to the sky. Exhale, press your palms together. Have the hands come all the way down through center. Forward fold. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Relax your head and bend your knees as much as you need. On your inhale, bring your palms up to meet your shins. Flat back, long spine. On your exhale, bend your knees to lower your fingertips and take a nice long step back with your right leg to find a lunge. Now right away, if you want to come into a variation, you can lower that back knee to the mat. That is always an option. If you're okay with having that back knee lifted and the leg straight, then grand, we can hold here. Let's line up the front knee so it stacks directly over the ankle. So we don't want the knee to push past. We want to find that line, knee over ankle or knee over heel. Option for a block here underneath your right hand if you wish. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, take your left arm high, twisting out whatever needs to go. And let's move this as a flow, moving with breath. Inhale, sweep the hand under. Exhale, stretch the arm up. One more time, inhale. And exhale, cleansing, detoxifying twist. Think about what you want to get rid of, what you're twisting out. Then look down, lower your hand. You can drop your knee for a moment. If the leg is straight, I'm gonna get my block out of the way. And we'll press back into downward dog, curling the toes under and stepping the foot back. Now, if downward dog just feels like too much work today, then child's pose is gonna be where you wanna go. Sitting back, hips to heels. You can stack your hands or your fists, resting your forehead there if you'd like. But if you're in the mood to explore some downward dog, we'll take a few breaths there. Have the hands about shoulder width apart with the fingers spread wide. Your feet can be hip width apart, or if your hamstrings are feeling a little tight and cranky today, you can take your feet wider towards the edges of the mat. We'll just start to explore some gentle movement, bending one knee at a time so that one heel at a time sinks to the ground. You can nod your head. Stretch out through your face. No one can see you here. So you can pull the strangest, weirdest, funniest face that you can imagine. We often hold a lot of tension in the jaw, the forehead, the eyes. We don't even realize it. Let it all go. And then slowing down the movement, just pause there for a moment. And then bending the knees, walk your hands back to your feet. So if you're in your child's pose, you can start to journey all the way back to a nice soft fold at the back of the mat. And from this place, bring the big toe mounds together so the feet connect, big toe mounds a length, a little bit of space between your heels. We'll go Utkatasana, bend your knees, sit your hips low, and take your arms high. Or if that doesn't feel good in your shoulders, you can take your arms forward out in front of you, palms down, fingers long. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Feel the low belly lift and engage. Take a breath in, lion's breath, fold forward, and you can throw your hands back behind you. It's very dramatic. Inhale, let's try it again. Bend your knees, sit the hips, float up. Exhale, letting go. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. Stay folded. Fingers can graze the mat. Bend your knees deeply. Firm the belly for core support as you roll up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Head floats up on 1. Inhale, shoulders lifting. Sigh them down the back for a breath. And then step all the way forward to the top of the mat. Let's start that over. Are you starting to feel better? I hope so. I am. Take your feet about hip width apart. Palms spin into face the thighs. Standing tall, standing strong. Inhale, lift an arm. You can start with whatever side you want. And on your exhale, take that arm up and over, looking up or down, standing side bend. Inhale, come up through the middle. And then exhale, take that stretch in the opposite direction. Inhale, big reach up through the middle. Maybe you look up as you reach up. Exhale, press your palms together. Hands come down through center. Soften your knees as much as you need. Fingertips to the mat, relax your neck and head. Inhale, slide your palms to your shins, flat back, long spine. Exhale to bend the knees and lower the fingertips, and then stepping the left leg back. Nice long step back behind you. Remember, you can lower that back knee right away if that feels good. You can certainly keep that leg straight if you'd like. And your front knee is gonna stack directly over the ankle or the heel, so you might need to make your lunge a little longer. Option for a block underneath that left hand if you wish. Inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, twist open, take the arm up. Maybe your eyes will follow. Move with your breath. Inhale, slide the hand under. Exhale, sweep the arm up. One more glorious twist, inhaling. And exhale, think about what you're removing, releasing, letting go of. And looking down, lower your hand. You can drop the knee down for a moment if you wish. I'm gonna get rid of my block. And from there, placing the palms, curling the back toes under, and stepping back into downward facing dog. Again, if downward dog is not on the menu for you today, you can come on down to your knees. Take any version of a soothing, relaxing child's pose. But if you do want to explore downward dog, you can take on some more movement, maybe this time pivoting on the balls of the feet and swaying the hips from side to side. I really like that. Stick out your tongue, maybe flutter your lips. And then bending the knees, walking the hands all the way back to meet the feet. So if you're in child's pose, start to journey back so we can meet at the back of the mat. And this time we're gonna keep the feet about hip width. Join the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers as you fold. Feel the knuckles lifting towards the sky. Shrug your shoulders onto your back. And enjoy that release through your shoulders and your upper back. One more breath here. Bring both hands to your low back. Then separate your hands. Place the fingers in front of you and take a smooth crawl forward, a panther-like crawl forward into your downward facing dog. From there, come on down to your knees. We'll move into, we'll take a low transition into pigeon for some really nice juicy hip release. So hands and knees with your hands slightly forward of the shoulders. Bring your left knee to the left wrist. Wiggle that left foot forward out of the groin. Look behind you, slide your leg back behind you, and in doing so, that'll move the hips closer to the ground. If you want some support, you can take a block, a blanket, or a pillow underneath that left side. We don't want to sit into one side or the other side. We want to try and stay balanced and even throughout the hips. And once you find you're in a good place, On your inhale, press down into your fingertips, lift your chest up. And on your exhale, wave out over your shin. Let's try that again. We'll add in our cleansing lion's breath. Inhale, push into your fingers, lift your chest up. And release, stick out your tongue. Let's cozy up, settle in. We'll hold for about 5 breaths here. Feel free to bring a block or some other support underneath your forearms, maybe your forehead. If you want another variation, another hip opener, you can certainly take it onto your back for reclining pigeon. Just make sure where you are, it feels good and you're able to breathe. Releasing the tension and clutter you may have stored in your hips. And then rising up onto your hands. Place them where they would be for downward dog. Curl your back toes under and take a nice, smooth, confident press back into downward dog. Walking in place. And then coming down to the knees, setting up for second side, hands forward of the shoulders. Right knee to the back of the right wrist. Lower the knee, lower the shin. Bring the foot forward out of the groin. Look behind you. Let that leg slide down towards the back of the mat, bringing your hips closer to the ground. Option for a support underneath that right side. Aim to balance the hips instead of sinking to one side or the other side. And from there, up onto your fingertips. Inhale, give your heart a boost. And exhale, wave out over your shin. And repeating, inhale, push into your fingertips, give your heart a boost, and lion's breath forward, settling in onto the forearms, maybe a block or a support underneath the forearms or the forehead. Remember, you can shift coming into a completely different position. You always want to make sure that where you are feels good and it serves you. Never pushing, forcing, or straining. Always meeting yourself exactly where you are. And can you notice without judgment, how does this side feel? Is there more tightness or is there more space? And be okay with whatever the answer is. We are just observing. And know that you're finding more freedom, more ease. As we twist it out, breathe it out, shake it out today. Rising up onto your hands, place them where they would be for downward dog. Take a smooth press back. You can also come into hands and knees if that's better for you. Just take a few moments. And then come on down to your knees. And let's take a seat. Find any comfortable seat. You can cross the legs if you wish. Sit on a block, a pillow, a blanket. And suddenly there's more freedom and ease when you boost the hips. If you'd rather sit with the legs extended, that is always an option. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take an inhale, lift along the spine. With your exhale, twist to one side, placing your hand on your knee or thigh. Opposite hand, the fingertips root down into the ground behind you. As you breathe here, give your spine more length on the inhale. Exhale very mindfully, turning into the twist. And then bring it back to center, palms meeting. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right or to the other side, pausing here. You can close your eyes if you wish, getting longer and taller on the inhale. And exhale to enjoy the space, the release, the freedom. And then unwinding, coming back to center and enjoying how you feel. Take all of this goodness with you into whatever's next, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Shanti.